I recently, what's up, guys? Trust you're great. I trust you're fine. My name is Osoro Chukwu Akidu, and if you're here, you've been opportune to listen to me because the things I say I enjoy when I speak facts. And here I talk about things just the way they come to my head. It's almost like my personal diary, and also where I try to make sense of things that come to me as they come to me. Have you seen the movie Dead Poets Society? If you have not, that's a very wonderful movie. I've been seeing clips of it on IG, but at the moment I was like, I think I need to go and see this movie. And I did that, and I later did see the movie, and I love that I saw the movie. So first of all, one of the things I love about the movie is the way it presented the Latin word carpe diem to in an English form, which is gather ye rose petals, why ye may. That is, carpe diem is like you live only once, seize the day, Today is today, seize these 24 hours. What are we going to do for these 24 hours? This or nothing. So while seeing the movie, Dead Poets Society, a quick rundown, the movie is about, it's a high school movie about teenage young boys whose life have been projected to be very rigid in such a way that schools have made that, in this school we produce medical doctors, we produce lawyers, we produce accountants, we produce, all those serious professions which the world gives so much value with. These are wonderful professions. They allow the world move forward. I don't have any form of, I'm not talking down on them. But in this movie, we have a particular young man, Niem Perry. I hope that I got that right. Niem Perry. And then we have Mr. Keating, the English teacher, whom was introduced in the school to teach them English and, in extension, poetry. And Mr. Keating is obviously a disruptor, what we call a disruptor. He doesn't follow rules and guidelines. He believes that life should be lived with courage, with fearlessness, with intention. You don't have any of those rigid plans, you know, those guidelines. Oh, you have to be done this way, you have to be done this way. He literally told them to tear out a particular page of their poetry textbook where they were being told, how to read a poem is by the lines, by the rhyming, by the blah blah blah. As an English student, I understand where he was coming from. We were talking about sonnets and all of that, pictorial sonnets, if I remember. But now Mr. Keating went on to let these young men have an understanding of the poetry, of the poems in front of them, just as it comes to them. And even went on to push them to make poems of their own. Because with what they had in their textbook, it means that them as young men can never write a poem. Never. They should, and if you are ever going to attempt writing a poem, you should follow a particular, this particular line, this particular rhyme, this particular rhythm and all of that. But Mr. Keating let them know that you just have to understand poem just for what it is and also have a deeper understanding with it. You're just not there for reading's sake and for exam's sake. You also see that Mr. Keating are those kind of teachers whom are formators. Their job is not just to teach. They love what they do, and by loving what they do, they enlighten young men and they show young men what it means to be alive. Mr. Keating reminds me so much of a particular lecture I had while I was in school, Mr. Ejesu. Mr. Ejesu right now is in Canada. He's teaching. Mr. Ejesu is that lecturer that I think everybody in my department, English Literary Studies in Soka, that year looked forward to attending his lecture. And then Mr. Onokwo too. I think it's very fair I mentioned these two persons, Mr. Ejesu and Mr. Onokwo. But Mr. Ejesu, because I'm talking about Mr. Keating now, Mr. Ejesu, just like Mr. Keating, reads a poem to you and allow you to have a deep dive into the emotions, into the historical background, into the context, into why this poem was written. And also, while we're studying the historical background and the context of why the poem was written, he also allows you to take it out in abstraction and have a personal relationship with it. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. So Mr. Keating went on to let these young men understand. You could even see in the movie how when we're teaching, we're talking about poem, but he has to let them go out to the field and had to also let them use sports as a way to understand poem. And even at the point, there was even a particular point where you had to take them out in the yard and then encourage them to just walk, literally walk, not, not go on to repeat the normal, gentleman walk. You're walking at a particular pace and a particular rhythm. Just walk in how you want to walk. If you want to walk like Dangrugu, wonderful. If you want to walk, if you want to hop on one leg, beautiful. If you want to walk like you have a bow leg, wonderful. Just walk the way you want to walk. Have a personal expression of what you are. It's good. So he was able to let them understand what self-expression is and how we should express ourselves as a person. By the teachings of his poem, he encouraged a particular young man to go after a young lady he loved and felt attracted to. At the end of the day, even while he suffered humiliation or even suffered a beating because he got a blow to his nose while he was trying to there and very close to this young girl, he got a beating, but that did not even deter him at a point. He still went on to chase what he wanted. At the end of the day, the young lady seeing that this person has put this amount of energy and strength towards me, kind of started chasing him. At the end of the day, they became a thing. So, you will agree with me that chasing the love of your life as a man, and at the end of the day, seeing that young lady fall for you just the way you're falling for her is something to be proud of. And at the end of the day, we had a young man called Neil Perry, whom his father has projected and whom his father has put him on the career to becoming a medical doctor. By the teachings of the poems of Mr. Keating, found out that it seems that I don't want to be a medical doctor. I want to be an actor. And Neil went on to audition for a Shakespearean play. I think that should be Romeo and Juliet, if I'm not mistaken right now. He went on to chase for a part in Romeo and Juliet, and he got the part. And then his father told him that don't try that. Don't you dare go on, take up that play. Nobody, my son is not going to be an actor, and being his only son, he wanted him to have a respectable career, the society respects, which is what? Medical doctor. But Neil went on to disobey his father and did what he wanted to do. At the end of the day, he featured in the stage play. He did wonderfully well. His friends cheered for him. Mr. Keating cheered for him. But father was so disappointed that he took him home that night and reprimanded him and told him that he is not going to go back to the school he used to be. My light wants to die. That he's not going to go back to. So my light went off, and he's not going to be as bright as he used to be before. But what I was trying to say that Mr. Neil, father took him home and threatened him and told him that he was not going to go back to the school he used to be in before, that because he has disrespected him and he has this one, he's going to change his school and put him in a military school, if I can remember, yes. But, there's something about rebels and there's something about disruptors. Sometimes it's almost like a do or die affair for them. It's either I do this or I don't do this. And his father threatening him that he's not going to take him back to the school, he's going to put him in a military school, and putting in a military school means that he's going to follow through with becoming a medical doctor. Neil was not having any of that. And for him, acting was his life, acting was how he breathed, because this is something he just realized that he was good at. Understand? And I know then when this movie was acted, I don't know if the realization of someone can actually be a doctor and be an actor, even though I know you have to serve one master at one time and not serve two at the same time. Neil went on to at the night he went home. The father was sleeping, and I told him to take a rest. That tomorrow he's going to go to another school. Neil went to his father's study, took a gun, and put it in his head and committed suicide, shot himself. Personally, for me, I didn't like the movie ended that way, to be honest with you. I feel there should have been another way that Neil's father should have been able to understand that this is what Neil wants to do and this is how he's going to do it. I don't subscribe to the idea that he had to kill himself to pass the message, or for this message to be passed. And unfortunately, the funny thing is actually that Mr. Keating himself in real life actually committed suicide, but that's a discussion for another day. But Neil doing that, and then the father coming and meeting his only son and his only child on the floor, dead by his own gun, which I feel like that gun is just there for their sake, because the father have already killed him so many times, but he now literally had to kill himself by the father's gun. So this happening, I'm looking at the father crying and all of that, and I'm wondering, if he was shown the future that, oh, it's either Neil does this or he dies, would he have chosen a son who was going to be alive and be an actor, or would he still have chosen a son who is not going to be an actor and who is not going to be a medical doctor but will be dead? I believe my answer is as good as yours. He would have chosen a son whom would have been alive and not dead instead, even though he was doing the acting. So this movie boils down to a lot of things actually. It boils down to and this thing is still like a case study right now in our world, but not as strict as it used to be before. Parents getting mad about their children deciding to pursue a particular career different from what they want them to pursue. I don't know why is the case, but it's what it is. So the movie is a very wonderful movie, The Dead Poets Society. I think you should see it. And I also love the way Mr. Keating taught young men about strength, about courage and mental fortitude. He taught them that strength starts from here, start from your mind. Understand? It's good to teach the children how to push up, carry the weight, do the gymnastics, do the calisthenics, do the things that improves core strength and improves their muscle, improves their strength as men or as human beings. But it's also very important to teach young men how to be mentally strong, because if your mind has been attacked, I think even if you have all the muscles in this world, it's nothing. Those muscles are just going to be like bag of beans. When the particular trouble comes, your body's just going to be like a bag of beans, because if your mind has been successfully been attacked and been conquered, the rest is nothing remains again to protect. So I love the way men were taught strength in the movie by knowing that, oh, there's beauty in vulnerability, and also there's strength in vulnerability, and also there's strength in vulnerability, and also there's strength in going for what you want, no matter what it is. And at the end of the day, just like you've expected, Mr. Keating was on a witch hunt, and he was sent out of the school. But even while he was about to leave, the children whom he has impacted on, not just teaching them how to read poetry, you could see how they stood on top of desk and called him, "Oh Captain, oh Captain." And I think that's another part of the movie that I loved. Even why, like I'm talking about strength now, courage, even why they had their school headmaster, the principal, in the same class with them, they had no form of fear to stand on the desk and call, "Oh master, oh captain, oh captain," sorry. So you see, at that point, they have become fearless. They're not afraid of anybody, the consequences. And so you see this goes on to buttress what I'm talking about. It's not just about having the physical strength, the core strength and all that. It's necessary, just like David Goggins will say, but mental clarity, mental strength is where the men ball is where the men struggle is, the men focus of what it means to capture somebody. And I think with that, Please gather ye roses while ye may, and which is what? Seize the day. And also, as human beings, some days you might really feel like, I don't think I seized this day. Legit is okay. You're a human being. You're not a robot. There's some days there are days you should and was able to seize, and there are going to be days you might not be able to seize. Is what it is. Please don't beat yourself up about it. And with this, I leave you. My name is Osorochukwu Emmanuel Akedu. I am a real estate agent in Lagos State, Nigeria. An aspiring actor whom one day hope to win an Oscar for Best Actor. I know you say this is crazy, this young man. What makes you this is going to happen? But I know it's going to happen. I've seen it so many times here. I've seen myself so many times holding that award and giving the speech and all of that. I know it's going to happen. It's about time. It's a matter of time. And it's also a matter of opportunity, being aligned with the right persons. And that dream is a reality. So with this, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful year, and have a wonderful life. God